It's going to be a bit of a wet one today, which is okay. Some of these, like I said, I'm running a daycare center here. But some of these plants, I watered them the other day, but they could use more water. These pepper plants, these are my different variety of pepper plants, and they are, oh, I grew these last year. These are the piping peppers, and you see they got these buds on them. I'm going to pinch them off because I don't need them trying to make set fruit. I just pinched it off. It will force it to grow more green leaves and get bigger, as opposed to putting this focus on setting fruit. Okay, so I'm pinching some of them off. These flowers that they're about to set, because that's where the fruit will come. But overall, they look very healthy. I might what and I might no, sir. I got the toddler out here trying to throw stuff off the deck. I mean, he has terrorized this garden. Um, I might cut off the top of these pepper plants so that they can bush out. I did it last year and it was somewhat effective, so I might do it again. Um, but all in all, it's gonna be a wet one today. It's gonna be raining. Um, Everything looks good. The broccoli, the broccoli is is setting flower, and these are still edible. I still eat them. Every part of the broccoli plant is edible, from the leaves, this, the flower, um, and they're not bitter. There's nothing bitter about it. Okay, they only get bitter um, in the heat. Okay, the heat makes it bitter, but there's nothing bitter about it. This cabbage was like being assassinated by some nasty creatures. I've had to get them off, like the white moth, butterfly, and aphids. Some of my lettuce is just looking pitiful over here. Okay, this lettuce is pretty old. Um, okay, Enoch, I see. All right, and it's bolting. This is what you call. It's about to just send up a straight. It's getting hotter and hotter. We're going into the 80s, and so it wants to set flower. I've pinched the flowers off, but it starts to taste bitter when it starts to do this. Lettuce just sending like a bolt. This is what you call bolting. The taste is different. It's still enjoyable. I mean, I eat off of it. Um, but I gotta watch this guy, man. He's a liability in this garden. I got young plants, and he's already fallen under tomatoes. Speaking of tomatoes, again, see, they're wanting to set. This is, a flower. I'm gonna pinch it off so it can focus on growing and not. It's just not. I'm not ready for them to set fruit. Okay, so I just pinch them off. Um. Oh, there goes one I missed. It's already formed a whole flower. Okay, that's all right. These will be going in the ground shortly. When I say shortly, like next week, I will find them homes, the majority of them, or I will have to up pot them into cups like I did here. These were the ones I hadn't got to. A lot of these peppers are fine. Some of these tomatoes, I need to find them homes. All right, so um, and it looks like my peas want to set flower, so I'm gonna be getting me some peas soon. I see you all. This is spinach. This is what spinach does when it bolts. Okay, it sends up a straight stem, and it's no longer focusing on growing green leaves. What it's focusing on is sending seeds. That's what plants do. I mean, they're not and designed to feed us. We use them as food, but they're designed to continue to live. So that's what they do to try to continue to live. This kale, I bought it at Lowe's, my purple kale, and it seems to be doing good. More cabbages in here. These were some of these puny little plants, and they just seem to be struggling. Um, But anyways, again, this cabbage is wanting to bolt. So it's coming, sending up that straight, whatever, stalk, stem, and it will flower and then, essentially spread its seeds. This one formed a head. Again, look what the spinach is doing. It's bolting. It's okay. It's still edible. It's still good. It's still food. Peas. Look at these baby peas. These are edible. These are baby peas that are edible. Come in here and eat these. So, and I'm sure they're delicious. I got to get in here and plant some of these. This was some lettuce. I just threw in here. I think they're the heat tolerant lettuce. My basil didn't do very well. I'm taking it back to Lowe's. Stop, sir. Leave it alone. Um, Broccoli, kale. I'm slowly planting up my green stock. I put these peppers, not peppers, tomatoes in here. Look, I'm tired of pinching these buds off. It's in this permanent home. These are like the little Tommy. They make very like micro tomato plants. Okay, they're very short. They're very small. They don't take up a whole lot of space, and they make these little tiny tomatoes. So that'd be cute to have. It's not a whole lot of food, but it's just fun. Just some fun stuff. You got to grow some stuff that makes you excited to come out here. This green, a lot of this will die back here. A lot of these green leafy vegetables will die back, and that's okay. Green leafy lettuce. Some of it is a little bit more heat tolerant because we're going into the 80s. Um, but all in all, it's looking good and healthy in here. Um, I did lose some things down here in the bottom. This is some arugula I planted. So I got about 2 or 3 empty pockets. I will come through here and add some stuff to it. I've got to close some things off because it's getting ready to rain. Um, he is just a little busybody. He, always in my garden doing something that he's not supposed to do. He literally can't help himself. But that's okay. There's always room for the children in the garden. They need to be enjoying, this too. And learning to love nature and gardening. Okay? The cilantro will also bolt here shortly. I'm eating as much of it as I can. These plants have done well in here that I transplanted. The mint is looking a little pitiful, but I have hope for it. Mint is very invasive, so it's got its own little container, so it can just stay where it's supposed to be. But all this other stuff has done well. Um, Let me take you over to what was done in terms of the garden beds for this year. These are some fava beans that I had grown in a container. Um, but yes, this is the garden bed. For the most part, it's completed. I got some other things I'm gonna add to it, but that's it. I got the fence up. We were able to put the soil in. I'm just letting it sit here for now. I have to wait till after Mother's Day to really put stuff down in the garden bed because we still are gonna have some nights that will be in the 40s. All right. Well, that's my rambling Tuesday morning rambling in the garden.